Hi, Scott Orlin with Cinema Magazine. A new film coming your way is called An American Pickle, and the star of the movie, well, actually, two stars of the movie are with us here today, Seth Rogen. Seth, I'm just curious, what was your knowledge of the pickle industry prior to this movie, and what did you learn about it while making it?
I learned that all you need to make a pickle is water and salt. I think. I don't know if that's accurate. That's kind of what we represent in the film. I did not know much about pickles, and I did not write the film, so I did not think I'd do a lot of research into pickling and preservation in general.
Part of the context of the film, which I think resonates with a lot of people, is who are we and where do we come from? Especially in
Yeah.
relationship to our ancestors. So I was wondering, how much have you kind of gone back and tried to get some DNA fingerprints about who your ancestors were?
Yeah, it's something my parents did. I mean, I knew my great grandfather and both my grandparents. My grandmother is still alive on my father's side. So I grew up, yeah, with a lot of my ancestors and they came from, and their story's very similar to this one. Honestly, my family was in Eastern Europe until people tried to kill all the Jews there, and then they came to Canada and New York and New Jersey. Yeah, it's interesting to make a film that, although it is kind of obviously outlandish in some ways, and in other ways very closely represents my actual history.
What I love too, Seth, is especially when we have older members of the family, they try and instill values in us. And as we see
Yeah.
your great grandfather trying to steer you in a particular direction, what kind of life lessons do either you remember from your great grandfather or your grandmother, kind of like, Seth, no, you need to do it this way?
No, I'll never forget the best of my grandmother. When I was moving to LA, I remember I went to visit her and she offered me advice, and her exact words were, "Give those sons of bitches hell." So that was my family.
Well, I can see you've been making her proud because it's exactly what
I
you've been
hope
doing.
so.
Obviously, any actor stepping up before the camera has a certain preparation they kind of have to do, but you had two performances that you had to prepare for. How interesting was that technological part of the filmmaking process for you?
Um, it was very interesting. It was very logistical and technical, which is not how. I mean, we've made movies with a lot of visual effects before, but a lot of it is done in post production, and so the way you're actually filming it is not incredibly dictated by the result. The process is not different. The post process is. So it was very different, but it was a challenge I was very excited for, and it is like a magic trick. If it works, I thought so. The idea of putting a lot of energy into something that if it came across well would appear kind of seamless and really transport you away was an exciting idea to me.
Last quick question for you: characteristic or characteristically wise, which one of these guys, Herschel or Ben, is closer to who you are?
Probably Ben, in a lot of ways. Yeah, I think, especially these days. I mean, he plays like a sad guy who hasn't left his apartment in a while. So interchangeable.
Yeah, but you wouldn't report a family member, would you?
No, never. Depends on what they did, maybe,
Well,
honestly.
stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you for the laughs. This is Scott Orlin. Till next time.
Thank you.